Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Rainmaking Time. This is Kim Greenhouse. I don't know how many of you have been thinking about the book The Secret. How many of us have been reading success principles books, books about prosperity, books about manifestation? Well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot more popular now than it was 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. But some of the greatest leaders in the world started the New Thought movement. Our guest today, Dr. Kunath, is a founder of the Church of Today. She's an ordained minister. She's a doctor of divinity, of divine science. She's the author of The Art of Making Things Happen. She's a gifted speaker. She's appeared on television and radio in connection with her books and seminars. She is also someone who has been mentored by the First Lady of the New Thought movement, Dr. Catherine Ponder. I've asked her to join us today to talk about the subject we're all fascinated with, money. How do you make a lot of it? How do you step into your wealth? How do you step into your prosperity? And how do we get more access to manifesting money? Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Kunath, welcome to It's Rainmaking Time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I guess the first question I want to ask you is, what is it about money that's eluding most of the population of the world?
We find it difficult to get it. We find it difficult to keep it. And we spend recklessly without thought. And our attitudes about money are wrong.
Talk about that.
Okay. We have been trained over the years, most of us, that money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. It is not even the love of money that's the root of all evil. It's when we love only money and don't understand that money is what makes this world work. We have to have money in order to build schools and hospitals and buy food and clothe our children and make our systems work. And when we can change our attitudes about it and say money is good, I use it for the benefit of ourselves, our humanity, the world is good, money is good, people are good, then our whole world can begin to change and we become receptive to all things good instead of having to feel as if we're fighting for it.
That's a lot of how people talk about it, like their attention is on it, they are fighting for it. There is this paradigm about money that you're describing, and more.
Yes. One of the things that I used to tell people when I was giving a workshop on money is by calling money the root of all evil and condemning it, drove it away. What you condemn, you drive away. What you bless and praise, you attract. So by condemning it, that money's not good and people are selfish about money and people who love money are into the things of life rather than the ideas and the giving and the receiving. So in that whole attitude, we have made money an evil. It's not. It's good. It's the thing that makes the world work. So with all of this changing that we're trying to make in this world today, to understand that money is a use, as we use it, it creates for our lives a sense of self-satisfaction that we can do these things. And the more we have, the more we can give. The more we have, the more we can share. The more we have, the more money we have, the more experience we have, the wiser we make our decisions. And so it's more beneficial to everybody.
One of the things I think is interesting, I wanted to share with you in this broadcast today, is that in the business paradigm, there's this law of supply and demand. And in the law of supply and demand, there is this contrived scarcity, that there's a limited supply. And because of this business model paradigm, which is entrenched in economics, aside from people's fears and concerns and worries, which get projected into environments, right, their vibratory capacity, this whole idea of scarcity feels like it's inbred in us. Where does it come from?
I think it's still a hangover from when we were children, our parents were children, and there was not enough to go around, and they were taught you have to save for everything, and you have to be careful about what you eat, what you choose to have in your life, what you spend your money for, and we were not given the freedom to say, okay, there's plenty. The more money I have, the more I can give, the more I can share. We've got to change our complete attitude about it. And in order to give more, we have to receive more. It's a double action here that we have to get into our heads.
I know people that do affirmations and they pray, and they just come from that because they do affirmations and they pray that money's going to come to that. Is it partially true?
They have to believe it. Until a person can believe that money's not a struggle, their subconscious is not going to work in order to put them in a place that they can receive easily.
That's so critical what you said. And now we know so much more than we even did 50 years ago about how the subconscious works.
Right.
And how it keeps delivering more of the same in our lives.
Right.
So with regard to getting through to the subconscious regarding this transformational paradigm about money, what do you recommend? And what has, let's say, Catherine Ponder also recommended, if there's some pieces that you can share from both you and her?
Oh, to be easy to change our attitude about it, we have to learn that we can do whatever we set our minds to do without struggle. But that's true about everything in life. We can choose struggle. When you hear people that are talking about struggle, or a marriage, for example, people that are talking about marriage is so difficult and their spouse is so hard to get along with and he doesn't understand or she doesn't understand, it's going to be a difficult marriage and it may not last. If somebody is praising and appreciating their partners in life, they're going to get along better and they will be happier. And money has the same kind of self-consciousness about it, that if we love money, we attract money. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to attract $1 million, but it will mean that if we're going to buy a sofa and we expect to spend $1,000 and we believe that we always get the best buy, we can tell ourselves that and convince ourselves that, then we're going to go out and that $1,000 sofa is going to be on sale for $500. So it goes back to attitude. What do you believe that you can get? Do you believe you can get good buys, or do you believe that the price is marked up just before you walk in the store?
So let's talk about that belief part as it relates to money more concretely, if we can, which is that how do we bypass the subconscious? How do you recommend we bypass the subconscious?
I like to use denials and affirmation. Now, some of the New Thought people don't like denials. They say you can't say I'm not going to and it's not going to work as well. You've got to put in the affirmations. But if we have a very strong belief about anything, let me not use money. Let me use health, for example.
Okay.
If a parent tells a child, you're just like your father, he was an alcoholic, the chance that child's going to grow up as an alcoholic is going to be pretty strong. If they tell the child that the father's no good and can't save money, that child's going to be doing that. So in what we allow ourselves to believe and disbelieve rules our world. And it's a very strong point, I think, that until we learn that we have to keep everything on a positive note, and until we can believe something totally, it's not going to work as well for us as if we had been trained as children that you're a wonderful child and you're always going to be happy and loving and kind. You're going to have good jobs. You'll get a good education. All of those things that child falls into.